Hello and welcome to the video. This is to answer the question from this person here. This is one of the viewers that was asking a great question about the INAV stuff, and I've rigged up this stuff. Apologies, it's a little bit rough and ready on the bench here. I've just pulled things from the spares bin, and I think after testing it, this servo wasn't completely happy, but it will kind of illustrate what we're talking about. He's asking about those instances where the throws on a model are not even. So rather than an aileron moving maybe 12 millimeters up and 12 millimeters down, he's after it moving 12 millimeters up potentially and then maybe 5 millimeters down. And some models that are more sophisticated, and the vendors have done an awful lot of flight testing, need that kind of precision. And the cool thing is absolutely in INAV you can do that. And not only will I kind of give the answer where that is in the INAV configurator, but kind of talk through it as well, because I honestly didn't know the answer to this too, because I don't really fly planes that have that level of setup needed. So let's plug the receiver in. Let's turn the radio on first. Good old OpenTX, still on my Tirana, still going. Let's make sure we're not in the mode. There we go. Let's turn and power the flight controller and then plug it into the computer. You can probably hear that this servo is buzzing, but you know what? It's fine. I think we'll still get the answer. And of course, the radio is too near the receiver. So with this setup, we can move the controls. And what I've done is I have set it up so that in one direction we get a little bit of movement. You can see that it's only moving that much, and in the other direction we get full movement. And the nice thing is you can see it's proportional. Even when we only have small amounts of movement, the stick and the movement of the servo is still proportional. So it isn't that one control gets bogged down. So how have I done that? Well, let's go onto the computer, click on connect, and what we'll do is we will go into the outputs tab. And if we go down here, we can see that the way it's set up is that this is a standard plane configuration. So if I move the stick on the radio, you can see that the two outputs that are moving for aileron are servos 2 and 3. So that's these two here. And what we've done is the midpoints, I've adjusted them slightly. So on the bench, they're pretty level just to make it easier to look at. But what I've done is I've changed the minimum and the maximum. By default, the minimum is 1,000, the maximum is 2,000 for all of the servos. However, there's nothing to stop you changing the maximum, dropping it down, or increasing the minimum to reduce the movement in that direction. Obviously, you have to be a little bit careful if you've reversed it, which direction it's moving in. And you can kind of see if I move the sticks on the radio, you can kind of see which way it's moving. It's kind of an easy way to do it. But hopefully that answers the question. You just go into the outputs tab and you can physically set what the minimum and maximum movement of the control surface is, along with the midpoint. And again, if the midpoint is more than about 150 away from 1500, I would usually take the horn off the servo and reseat it, because you might be able to get a slightly better midpoint. But doing it that way means in one direction you get a load of throw, and in the other direction you just get a little bit, but it is all proportional with the stick. So now we know the answer. It's probably time for me to cut the lead off this old servo and stick it in the bin. Thank you for watching the video. If you watch my videos and find them useful, then please take a moment to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot. If you really like what I'm doing here, you can become a Patreon and support the time I spend helping others and get access to lots of exclusive benefits. Link is in the video description. Remember that all the videos on the channel are organized into playlists, so you can easily use those playlists to find all the videos on a subject that you are interested in. Add Painless 360 to your searches on Google and YouTube, and it'll help you find my content for any particular topic. Thanks again for watching, and as always, happy flying.